Hi, writers. Today we are going to be working on our first draft of our informative paragraph, which is about a place in our community. And now that we've gotten done with our organizer, we're going to start taking those sentences and adding them into our first draft template. And now our new goal is to be able to add some of these transition words into our writing. I know you've seen some of these transition words before. We used them in our paragraphs that we were doing about our opinion on recess. But I made a separate one of these that hopefully you have in your notebook now that we want to be able to use in our informative paragraphs. So some examples are if you're trying to add more information about your place, you could say besides, in addition, for example, furthermore, for instance, also, another, in fact, or finally. Those are all ways where you can, or transition words that you could use to add additional information about your place in the community. When you get to your conclusion or summary sentence at the very end, like sentence number 5 or at the end of your paragraph, here are some examples of transition phrases that you could use. To sum up, therefore, in closing, in summary, in conclusion, as you can see, and clearly. My two favorites to use are typically as you can see or clearly, but make sure that you're using the one that is most comfortable for you. So I'm going to move this over to the side here and I'm going to pull up my organizer. All right, and I'll move this off to the side. So here's my organizer, and this part of your writing should already be done and submitted in Canvas. So if it's not, this is the step that you need to finish before you can move on to your first draft. So for a topic sentence, remember we talked about writing a hook. So something to get your reader's attention. It could be a question, onomatopoeia, your opinion, a description, something like that. Those ideas are also in your writer's notebook. I chose to start mine with a question. Do you love baseball? If you do, you should visit Athletic Park in Wausau. So my hook is a question. Now, all of my supporting details are details about Athletic Park that might make someone interested in visiting. So let's read my supporting details. I have Athletic Park is home to the Wisconsin Woodchucks. You can go here to watch them play many nights during the summer. Now you'll notice that detail is more than just one sentence. I added more detail, so it's 2 sentences. My next supporting detail says, Athletic Park has really fun playground equipment. There are bounce houses, slides, and a climbing spider web. And my final supporting detail is Athletic Park serves really great food. You can order burgers, cheese curds, and soft pretzels. So again, both of these supporting detail boxes have more than one sentence. So my entire paragraph is going to end up being more than 5 sentences just because of the number of details I added. And you can always do that as well in your paragraph. My closing sentence to wrap it up says, Athletic Park is a fun place to visit on a warm summer night. So now that I am done with my organized template, which is this organizer right here, the next part is the first draft. Let me pull that up. So this is what that looks like. Remember, it's got the editing marks over on the side. We're not concerned about this part yet, just this part right here where we're going to write the first draft of our paragraph using these details from the organizer, okay? So now, instead of just copying these sentences from here straight into here in a paragraph, we want to add in some of these transition words that we brought up earlier. So I'm going to move this over here and move this over here so that we can take a look at what some of the transition words might be that I might want to add into my paragraph. So the hook is okay as it is, but here, remember these transitions are for adding more information. This is where I'm adding information about my location, my community place, athletic park. So I want to think about which of these could I use. And remember, you don't always have to add transition words, just add them here and there to help your paragraph flow. So let's read this first. And actually I noticed, look at how I started every one of my supporting details. Athletic park, athletic park, athletic park. So it gets a little repetitive. And so adding one of these transition phrases in can help make it flow better for the reader. So I start out with, athletic park is home to the Wisconsin woodchucks. You can go here to watch them play many nights during the summer. So I might actually just leave that first sentence alone and just write it as is. But here is where I might want to add in a transition phrase. Instead of just starting with athletic park has really fun playground equipment, maybe I could write, or I could do another. So another cool thing about athletic park is that it has really fun playground equipment. Or I could say, in fact, athletic park has really fun playground equipment. Something like that, just so that I'm not starting every single supporting detail with athletic park. Now, down here I give some examples of that playground equipment: bounce houses, slides, climbing spider web. I could use one of these transition words here. I could say, for example, they have bounce houses, slides, and a climbing spider web. So you just want to pick transitions, not, like I said, not all the time, but sometimes when it seems that they fit in and make your paragraph flow better. Okay. My final supporting detail is athletic park. So again, I started with the same phrase, serves really great food. You can order burgers, cheese curds, and soft pretzels. So maybe I would use this transition phrase here. Finally, athletic park serves really great food. Or if I don't want to keep saying athletic park, I could say something like, finally, you can also get really great food here. I could say, for instance, they have burgers, cheese curds, and soft pretzels. So again, these ones here, for instance and for example, those are good ones when you're describing some of the details or giving examples of things. So again, you don't have to add these transition words in to every single detail, but try to find some spots where it would be good to add to the flow of your paragraph so it doesn't sound so repetitive. Finally, when you get to your closing sentence, these are some of the phrases you could use to add to the beginning of your closing sentence. So again, I started out with athletic park. I said athletic park is a fun place to visit on a warm summer night. So maybe I would say, actually, like I said, this is one of my favorites, as you can see. Maybe I completely changed that to, as you can see, this is a fun place to visit on a warm summer night. Or maybe I would choose clearly. Clearly, athletic park is a fun place to visit on a warm summer night. So it just kind of breaks up the repetitiveness of always starting my sentences with athletic park, and so on. So your job when you transfer your writing from this organizer into this first draft form, where you're going to write here, is to choose some of these, and you should have them in your writer's notebook. Choose some of these transition words to add to the beginnings of your sentences to make a paragraph here that flows better and doesn't sound so repetitive. Don't forget also that when you start your paragraph, you don't want to start right up here against the edge. You want to indent a little bit. Take your time when you're writing. Make sure it's neat. Make sure that you've got capital letters, punctuation, that kind of thing. But know that we will go back to edit and revise after this step. So that should be everything you would need to know. Oops. Let's see. I don't know why there's a box on my face now. Make sure that you, before you leave seminar, discuss with each other some of the transition words that you think you might use and how you could add them into your own writing. And again, if you're not done with this organizer here, this would be the first thing to finish and submit into Canvas. And then you use this and your new transition words that we just talked about to write your first draft in this organizer, which you will get before you leave seminar today. So I will be back again tomorrow. So if you have any additional questions that you're just not sure about, you can hold on to them or ask Miss Yvonne. And I will see you again tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day.